Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. Here's a diagonal Sudoku puzzle that was created by Chinese author Siyuan Luo for this round of WPF Sudoku Grand Prix. It was worth 42 points, which is kind of in the middle. And the rule is that's the usual rules of Sudoku, plus all digits must appear exactly once on each diagonal. Right, so what I'm noticing here is standard Sudoku deductions with all nines here. I can place a 9 straight away here, and it says that there's a 9 somewhere there. Something similar happens here with 6s, placing a 6 here, but it has no impact on this. I'm not seeing anything with 6s. There's a 6 somewhere here, but that's not saying much. Is there anything else by standard Sudoku? Yes, with 3s here, that's not a 3, so that's a 3. And 3 is not here. Actually, we have only 1, 2, and 8 as candidates here. Those 5s put a 5 in this corner. And that's interesting because now 5 is ruled out from the rest of the diagonal. So there's a 5 here or here. What can this be? It can't be a 4 or a 7, meaning that 4 and 7 must be here. So the remaining candidates are 1, 2, and 8. And it's interesting to note that 2 is in none of those cells. So in this column, 2 has to be either here or there. And that is really interesting if you notice that both cells here see this cell. So this could never be a 2, because if I make this a 2, then this is not a 2 by standard Sudoku. This here is not a 2 by the diagonal rule, and there's no place for a 2 on this column. So that's not a 2, that's 1 or 8. And by the same logic, this cell can't have a 2. Not sure that's really interesting, but I'm noticing that. 7s here, see there's a 7 somewhere in those cells. What do we have? We don't seem to have a lot about the diagonals. Oh yes, 9 here, so there's no 9 on this part of the diagonal. 9 here, so there's no 9 here. So there has to be a 9 on this part of the diagonal, and it's not in the center. So we get a 9 here or there. And then you see that there's no 9 here, there's no 9 here, and there's no 9 here, so this is 9. And with all 9s, we get a 9 here. And it says that somewhere in one of those cells there's a 9. That's interesting. I guess this 3 now says there's a 3 somewhere here. And we haven't located 3 on this diagonal yet. But we know that 3 is not here. Oh, 3 is not here. So on this descending diagonal, 3 has to be here or there because of this. And this says that we know that 3 is not on this part of this diagonal. It's not here either. It's not here, so it has to be here. There's a 3 somewhere here. This is 1, 3, or 8. There's a 2 somewhere here. There's a 3 here, just by standard Sudoku, with those 3 here. So 3 is not here anymore, it has to be here. And there's a 3 somewhere there. else can be seen about those diagonals? 6 here, so there's no 6 on this part of the diagonal. 6 is not here either. It's not here, so it has to be here on the diagonal. And this 6, and this 1, 6, place a 6 here. And horizontally, we get a 6 somewhere in one of those two cells. But by diagonal logic, we see that 6 is not here. This 6 prevents 6 from being here. So it has to appear somewhere on this diagonal. It can only be here, and it pushes the 7 into this upper cell. So 2, 5, and 8. This is 2 or 5. This is 2 or 8. And that's very interesting because this cell, and this cell see each other. So they are a 1, 2, 8 triple. And we now know that this central cell can't be any of those 3 values. It can't be 1, 2, or 3. And it can't be 3. No, so it can't be 1, 2, or 8 because of the triple. It can't be 3, 6, 9, or 5, or 7. So the only value is 4. Now 4 is not on this part of the diagonal, so it must join 5 into a 4, 5 pair. And now 1, 2, 8 is here, so this is 2 or 8. This is 1 or 8. On this column, we get a 2, 5, 8 triple into those cells. So this can't be a 5, that's a 4. This can't be a 4 because of this, so we get a 4 here, and this is 1 or 8. Let's have a look at this diagonal. On this cell. Not sure about that. But there's a 4 here. It's not here. It's not here because of the diagonal. So on this row, it can only be here. And it gives us a 4 here. And there has to be a 4 somewhere here, joining the 9 into a 4, 9 pair. And the remaining digit on this row has to be 2 or 8, the counterpart of this. This now on the diagonal can only be a 7. And this 2, 8, or 8 is joined in a 1, 2, 8 triple. This can't be a 2. So 2 is in one of those 2 positions, and this is 1 or 8. Oh, this can't be 8 because of this 8. 1, 2, 5, 7. Don't know about this. 7 is not here, so on this diagonal, it must join this 9 to produce a 7, 9 pair. And this can't be a 5, so the only place for 5 on this diagonal is here. One, 2, or 7. 7 is in one of those cells. 2, 8 pair here, so 9 is joined by a 6, but actually this 6 places 6 here and 9 there. 7 here and 9 there. 7 is removed from this cell, so 7 is here. 9 is removed from this, that's a 4. And this 4, this is a 4 here. On this row, 7 can only be here. This is 1, 2, or 8. Here we need 1, 2, and 5. So there's some tension with 1, 2, 8, and 5. This is a 1, 2, 8 triple again. And one of those two is a 1 because of the diagonals. So this is not 1, it's 2 or 8. And this can only be 7. Yes, that's a 7. This row needs 1, 2, and 8. Here we need a 5, so that's a 3, 5 pair. 1, 2, 8 here. That's a 1, 2, 8 triple, and this is a 5. 3 and 5 here, that's not a 3. 5 goes there, that's a 2. So 2 is not here, it has to be here. No 2 here. Here we need a 2 and a 5. 2 and 5. Oh, what did I do wrong here? I placed a 5. But no, that's a 3. No, what's that? Let's rewind. So here we needed a 2 and a 3. That's it. 3 here, so that's a 2, that's a 3. 2 is not here. 2 is somewhere there with 1, 2, 8 triple. Right, I think I fixed my mistake. It didn't happen that way during the contest. But that's not so often I can claim that. So this 8 can't ever be here. This happens a lot in my contests. There's a 5 somewhere. Oh, 2 is not here. 2 is here, sorry. So 2 is not here. That's a 2. 1 and 8 here, so 2 is here on the diagonal. 2 is not here, 2 is here, 2 is not here, 2 is here. And then, oh yes, this 2 here gives us 8, 1 and 2. That's 1 and 8, 1 and 8, 1 and 8. I remember struggling to find those easy deductions at the end of my contest. So that's 1, that's not 8. 1 and 2 pair here, so that's a 5. This is 8. That has to be 2. 1, 2, 1. And then we get a 5 and an 8. That's it. So this was very well put together as well, the whole round. The whole set of puzzles was really wonderful, even if I, well, did not do that good, that well, whatever. Thanks for watching this video and see you soon on SudoKanard.